if it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
What makes him so good in your opinion, Mike? Why does he beat everybody in your opinion?
His attitude. You know, he was a little heavy, fat kid and stuff like that, and he wanted to prove himself to the world.
It come down to, because I don't think Morrell's going to be able to match Benavidez' volume. You know what I'm saying? With that, you know, he's punching constantly on top of you, and he don't get tired.
David Benavidez is widely respected among fighters for his superb technique and ability to knock down opponents with persistent pressure.
Benavidez is going to win the fight because I think Benavidez is the truth. I think his skill set is underrated. It's rare that a dude that applies that kind of pressure at that size has that level of hand speed.
In the sport, I'm the #2 most accurate puncher in the sport. I don't really get hit that much. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think I don't have defense.
Teddy Atlas compares Ben L to a buzzsaw, highlighting his persistent pressure and forward movement. Atlas highlights Benitez's methodical approach to warfare, including laying traps and altering his strikes. Atlas portrays Benavidez as a fighter who employs body shots to tire down opponents, making it impossible for them to escape.
I think the purer puncher probably is Morrell for one shot. He's the less experienced guy, but he's got that Cuban background, you know, with the amateur pedigree, over 100-something fights. He's got experience. Even though he's got a lot less fights professional, he's got experience. He hasn't fought the resume professionally that Benavidez has, so that's in favor of Benavidez. The experience, always important, but also the pedigree, like I said, where he comes from, Cuba, how, you know, you come from that island that from the beginning when you first put those gloves on, it's all about becoming a world champ. You know, part of it is to escape the communist country, to get to a better life, to get to where you can pursue dreams, to get over here where you can become a world champion. And that is all there. But Benavidez comes from those bloodlines too, where it's all about with him and his father, you know, and his family. It's all about being a champion, staying a champion, being proud, representing yourself in and out of the ring as a champion. The power. Both guys are known for that.
The fighter concentrates his precision in the ring, showcasing his ability to land clean and efficient punches. David Benavidez, a major force in boxing, feels he is the most precise puncher owing to years of practice.
I don't want to talk about his sparring partner. What we are talking about is that this Saturday, I'm going to put a beating on David Morrell. And that's how it is.
To you, David, when you imagine the fight, that beating, how does it look? How have you mentally pictured the fight?
I see myself systematically breaking him down. I think I'm just going to overwhelm him with punches. My punches and bunches is unlike anybody else in the sport. I'm the #2 most accurate puncher in the sport. I don't really get hit that much. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think I don't have defense and on that. So what I've noticed from my previous fights, when I fight great fighters, when I get in there and they don't have success like they had with other fighters, they get a certain look in their eye like, oh shit, like this guy is really good. And I'm expecting the same thing here. But if I do get put in a position where it's a good competitive fight, I'm ready to go to war. This is what I'm here for. You know, nothing is guaranteed. There's no easy fights here. Nothing is guaranteed. But I'm ready to put my heart and soul in the ring, and I'm ready to put it all in the ring and beat David Morrell, whatever it may take.
Morrell, it comes from the Cuban school. A lot of people say like, hey man, this guy is so technically good. This is a difficult style matchup. Like, what do you make of his Cuban style coming into this fight?
No, but honestly, they've said that against everybody I fight, that they're technically better than me, that they're more declarated amateurs.
David Bennett believes that his quarrel with David Morrell is more than just drama and that he intends to beat him up. Benavidez claims that the rivalry arises from Bennett's trash talk, which he will not allow. I am confident in my abilities to outperform others in the ring and back up my remarks.
A lot of people look at you too in the lead up to this fight, promoting the fight or what have you. A lot of pomp and circumstance usually comes associated with fights where guys look like they might dislike each other, but ultimately in the end, it's just about the professionalism and it's about marketing the fight. You guys seem to have a disdain for one another. How real is that? And if so, why?
Yeah, this is 100% real, and like I said, I want to go in there and break his face, and that's exactly what I intend on doing. David Morrell, he's been calling me out for the past 2 years. He's been talking a lot of trash, So honestly, it doesn't take much for me to get me started. Him saying he's going to knock me out, this and that. I'm in. I want a good fight. I want him to be ready. I want him to back all his words up. So at the end of the day, I got to be the Mexican monster. I got to let these people know exactly who I am.
Boxing commentators and former fighters strongly prefer David Benavidez in a hypothetical showdown with David Morrell, noting his skill set. Relentless pressure and high-volume punching would overwhelm Morrell, whom he has yet to fight. According to elite competition specialists, Ben 8's stature, power, and stamina make him a tough opponent, although Morrell is a skilled fighter with great basics. Many consider Benavidez to be the superior fighter thanks to his expertise and ability to control the pace of a battle. As a result, projections favor Ben's for a comprehensive triumph. Victory.
David guy looks great, right? He just need more time at 175, which I think he got.
David Benavidez, American from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13th, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one was a TKO, took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
David Morrell and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it, yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid, and he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday, and then I run into him and he's a world champion. That's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. That's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing, yes, I will watch that fight, if that's the question you're asking.
Benavidez's aggressive style and ability to physically push himself on opponents, especially those of similar size but with higher boxing talent, offers him a major edge. His unrelenting pressure, tremendous punch output, and durability make him difficult to handle in the ring, often wearing them down over the rounds, despite some competitors having greater technical skills. His propensity to outwork opponents affords him an advantage, making him a formidable opponent for any fighter, regardless of their boxing talent or defensive qualities.
He says, quote, I don't want to fight someone who doesn't mean something for my career. And the best out there now is David Morrell.
I see him coming up to 175. He's talking about it. So I'm going to shut his ass up. And also, it would be a bigger pay-per-view if we wait later. His name is not that big, but, I don't...
They just talk the way you want your fighters to talk. They're all about the smoke. They want to fight everybody. It seems like whoever would win the Morrell-Benavidez fight get the shot. But at the end of the day, we got a guy who wants to fight a tough guy.
David Morrell is so good. David Morrell is a high-risk, low-reward fighter. You have to overpay people to step in the ring with him. If you don't overpay him, you won't get him in the ring. It's as simple as that, Jack. So, David Morrell going in 2024, one of the most exciting fighters, got an exciting style, has a fan base in Minnesota. That's the knock on the Cubans. No international distribution on the Cuban feed because they don't show the fights. Has a fan base in Minnesota. Now we need to see the fights. Vladimir Shishkin, Kristen and Billy. Any of those guys on the back end of the top 10, I want to see them in with him.
Benavidez is compared to Tyson Fury owing to his talent and boxing abilities, which distinguishes him from other fighters of similar size. Both boxers use their physical advantages to dominate opponents through technique, stamina, and pressure. Ben's, while their approaches differ, commentators highlight similarities in their dominance over similarly sized opponents, such as Fury's ability to control fights with movement and skill. This comparison illustrates Benavidez's extraordinary talent and ability to dominate finest fighters in his division.
Yeah, listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morrell very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close, and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter, and Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights. I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, no, I'll back myself. I don't give a fuck about Morrell. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him. Fair play. Well done, David Benavidez.
Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see this, isn't it? But I mean, boxing's flat at the minute, but I really, really rate Benavidez. Hard to look past him, that one for me.
I know I say that every fight, but it's just I'm getting better and better. I'm more experienced. You know, now I'm physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm at one with myself, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. These are the type of challenges I want. I don't shy away from no fight. If no fight or no fighter, you know what I mean? And that's definitely what I'm going to show February 1st.
Do you think like you break them down like later in the rounds? Like do you catch them early and break them down early like we saw with Andrade?
To be honest with you, I'm going to just put a game plan together and I'm going to just follow my game plan. I don't know if it's going to come early. I don't know if it's going to come late. But I will be trying to knock them out. You know, that's what I do every single fight. I go in there and I just break people down and I beat the shit out of them. It's going to be the same thing.
Given the last performance, I know you said at the post-fight you were injured, you're dealing with a lot of things. What do you make of like the perception of David at 175 from fans now? And do you think it's fair?
To be honest with you, I don't care what nobody says. I know exactly what I do. I know that 7 weeks left to the fight, I torn a tendon. No, 8 weeks left to the fight, torn a tendon. I got closer to 4 weeks, only using one hand.
Benavidez, an undefeated powerhouse with a 29-0 record and 24 knockouts, enters every battle with unshakable determination, including his forthcoming fight with Morrell. While Morrell has been loud, Benavidez remains mute, letting his skills do the talking. He absorbs every remark, but saves his retort for the ring, where his relentless pressure, quickness, and perfection take over. He sees trash talk as nothing more than extra gasoline. Ball praise according to Benavidez. Benavidez's talents are top tier, and he has first-hand experience fighting with him. He boasts speed, strength, and smart pressure while continuously thinking and changing. Ball admires his talents to break down opponents and considers him a formidable opponent.
Spar it's very different than a fight. I have a lot of sparrings when I wasn't good, when I was good. I'm not seeing on the sparrings it's like on the fight. I'm checking, I'm just trying to do something, I just have some mission for one sparring and I try to do it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But with Benavidez it was good sparrings. I can't say that something was not good. Now it's Canelo. He has belts. Of course, he's the best in 168. They need to prove it. They need to earn belts. Then we will say. We have rules. You have belts, you are best.
Pros predict Benavidez will win because he is an unstoppable force with the ability, toughness, and mentality to destroy opponents. This fighter's persistent pressure, hand speed, precision, and ability to mix up attacks make him formidable. He not only throws punches, but also creates traps, punishes the body, and controls the pace.
Atmosphere like this level right now, he's getting nervous right now. He's nervous. He wanted this fight. Now he's talking a lot of shit. He's mad. What the fuck? He should be happy. So we're super motivated. David's super focused. And these are the type of fights that we need. At the end of the day, he has everything to gain. We have nothing to gain out of this fight, We have everything to lose, nothing to gain, But at the end of the day, it's a great fight for the people. People wanted to see this fight, and we're ready. We're ready to put them to sleep.
My arms are short for my height, so I gotta find ways to get. I gotta, check, you know what I'm saying? I bring this in, so it's here. I bring that in for maximum power, but also so I'm in a good range. Yeah. I can't be out here because I got shorter arms. If I'm here, somebody like you gonna counter this. Yeah. You can be a really good fighter, both hands. Yeah. You could be all-time great if you make this great. Yeah. That's the hand. Yeah. Because that's gonna open up these other hands. Okay. But it's gonna make it easier. Anything you do here, that blinds you. You're blinded. Bing. Yeah. Here, bing. I'm off to the side. You gotta turn your head. I get off or I can exit. And just rinse and repeat. Okay. That's it right there. That's it right there. Hey, he bit for it. Yeah, he bit.
There's a huge demand for this fight, Dave Morrell and David Benavidez. For me, though, I never had a huge demand for it because I think it's a bit early for Morrell. And when you look at his last fight, Riyadh season, David Morrell didn't look that good. But a lot of people don't think David Benavidez looked that good against Volstink. I thought he looked great. I just thought he gassed out, but I thought he looked phenomenal. This fight, though, reminds me a bit of how they moved along Vargas. Remember when Vargas fought Trinidad? People wanted that fight until they saw it. He was a little too young, and he was showing a lot of promise, but I think they moved him along too quickly. Don't be surprised if David Benavidez give him a boxing lesson. David Benavidez, I think he's going to show some movement, shoot the jab, be busy. I think Morrell has a puncher's chance, and I think it's a phenomenal puncher's chance because he's so athletically gifted.
Benavidez and David Morrell, right? This is the type of fights boxing needs. Two young fighters, great fighters in their division. They moved up to 175. They were at 168. The fight wasn't made there, but 175, David said, you know what, let's make this fight happen. The first few pictures, it looks like David has some weight to take off. He looks like the Tyson Fury of the 175, but that doesn't matter, right? It's all about your fighting technique, your fighting style. I think David Morrell has a great opportunity to showcase his skills, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat a David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has a little bit too much power and too much combinations for David Morrell. David Morrell hasn't, fought anybody that is maybe top 2, top 3. David Benavidez has been in there with Caleb Plant, has been in there with some good fighters. So he is coming into the fight the favorite. But let me know what you guys think of that fight, all right? Let me know what you guys...
He thrives in intense fights. Pros agree Benitez should fight, but Morrell is the one who genuinely needs it.
You said that Morrell's management is going to earn more money off this fight than Morrell himself, and you want to know how he's going to feel.
About that. Look, now you think.
So David, for David Morrell, what is your response to this? Is this true?
All your managers are
Man, it's bullshit.
Let's
go to the back.
All your managers are getting more money than you.
Okay.
How does that feel? I thought the managers are with you. I thought the people were with you. How your fucking managers making more money than you? How are they making more money than you?
Morrell, is that true?
Hey, bro, listen. Man, ham. I think every time a lot of
after I knock you out, so I'm going to catch you out.
I think the funniest thing, and look, it's he has to worry about power that Morrell has also, so, he's going to feel the power when he's close. He's going to feel the power when Morrell has distance. So, so we feel we have the advantage both ways.
What's the feeling in your gut, how this fight's going to play out, how it's going to go down?
I really truly believe Morrell's going to knock him out.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.
Benitez is already a powerful force, whereas Morrell desires recognition. This fight is an opportunity for Morrell to prove his spot at the top. For Benavidez, it's an essential step, while for Morrell, it's everything.